$13 billion versus $12 billion. Two carrier strike groups, each worth more than the GDP of entire nations, steam toward collision in the Philippine Sea. USS Gerald R. Ford, America's newest supercarrier, leads 6 warships and 76 aircraft. Facing them, China's Fujian, escorted by 7 modern warships and 66 aircraft. Combined firepower, over 1,000 missiles, 142 aircraft, and 24,000 sailors. The weather, deteriorating. A tropical depression builds from the southeast, bringing 15-knot winds and 6-foot seas. Cloud cover at 3,000 feet. Low enough to complicate air operations, but not prevent them. Surface temperature, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Water temperature, 82 degrees, warm enough to reduce sonar effectiveness. Both groups detect each other simultaneously at 600 kilometers. Neither can retreat without losing face. Neither can afford to lose. The Americans have experience but limited numbers. The Chinese have numbers but zero combat experience. The battle begins not with the first shot, but with the first electronic pulse. 0600 hours. 5 E-2D Hawkeye aircraft launch from Ford's deck using electromagnetic catapults. 1 aircraft every 45 seconds. Their AN/APY-9 radars scan the horizon, detecting the Chinese formation at 590 kilometers. Simultaneously, 6 Chinese KJ-600 AWACS aircraft lift from Fujian's deck. Their radars, less powerful than American systems, acquire Ford's group at 470 kilometers. The Americans have a 120-kilometer detection advantage, critical in modern naval warfare. Both carrier groups immediately launch their fighters. Ford's crew, drilled endlessly, puts 24 F-35 Sea Lightnings, 2 airborne in 18 minutes. Each pilot has flown combat missions over Syria or Iraq. Fujian's deck crew, trained but untested, launches 30 J-35 fighters in 23 minutes, 5 minutes slower due to less experience with electromagnetic catapults. 6 Chinese pilots experience minor catapult malfunctions, delaying launch. Weather worsens, winds increase to 18 knots, creating moderate turbulence. Ford's crew works smoothly. They've operated in worse. Fujian's crew shows hesitation. This is their first combat sortie. The psychological gap begins here. 0635 hours. Range, 400 kilometers. 24 F-35C stealth fighters advance in coordinated pairs, maintaining radio silence. Their AN/APG-81 radars operate in low probability of intercept mode, scanning for targets while remaining invisible. 30 J-35s fly toward them in looser formation. Chinese pilots lack the coordinated training of their American counterparts. American E-2D controllers vector F-35Cs toward optimal firing positions. Chinese KJ-600 crews struggle with target identification. F-35C's radar cross-section of 0.001 square meters makes them nearly invisible. Chinese pilots see nothing on radar beyond 300 kilometers. At 280 kilometers, American pilots achieve missile lock. Each F-35C carries 4 AIM-120D missiles, 96 total. They fire in coordinated salvos. 48 missiles launch simultaneously. Chinese warning systems scream. J-35 pilots detecting incoming missiles at 160 kilometers. Panic. Formation discipline breaks. They fire 60 PL-15 missiles in response, but their targeting data is poor. They're shooting at ghosts. AIM-120D missiles, guided by data link from E-2D aircraft. Close at Mach 4. J-35 pilots attempt evasive maneuvers, but their aircraft, though stealthy, are less maneuverable than advertised. 36 J-35s are hit and destroyed in 4 minutes. 6 survive by diving into cloud cover at 3,000 feet. American losses, 0. The sky belongs to America. 0645 hours. With air superiority lost, Chinese commanders aboard Fujian make a desperate decision. Launch everything. 24 J-15B fighters, non-stealth aircraft armed with YJ-18 anti-ship missiles, scramble from Fujian's deck. These pilots know they're flying into a meat grinder, but orders are orders. Chinese destroyers simultaneously launch their own missiles. Type 055 cruisers fire 64 YJ-18S. Type 052D destroyers add 48 more total. 112 anti-ship missiles racing toward the American formation at Mach 0.8, then accelerating to Mach 3 in terminal phase. The missiles fly low, 50 feet above wave tops, using sea clutter to mask their approach. American F-35s immediately engaged the J-15Bs. These aircraft, based on Soviet Su-33's design, have radar cross-sections like barns. F-35CS fire their remaining AIM-120DS-32 missiles. Within 6 minutes, 18 J-15Bs are destroyed. 6 managed to launch their YJ-18S before being shot down, adding 12 more missiles to the barrage. Total incoming, 124 anti-ship missiles. 4 American destroyers and cruisers activate their Aegis combat systems. Radar screens fill with hostile tracks. This is the moment Aegis was designed for, but it's never been tested against this many real targets. 0652 hours. USS Lake Champlain, a Ticonderoga-class cruiser, becomes battle commander. Her SPY-1D radar tracks all 124 incoming missiles. Aegis computer calculates intercept solutions in milliseconds. The cruiser fires first. 20 SM-6 missiles streak upward, each capable of hitting targets 370 kilometers away. USS John Paul Jones and USS Michael Mansour, both Arleigh Burke destroyers, add 40 SM-2 missiles. USS Shiloh fires 32 ESSM Sea Sparrow missiles. Total defensive salvo, 92 interceptors. The mathematics are uncomfortable: 92 defenders versus 124 attackers. American missiles begin hitting Chinese YJ-18S at 120 kilometers. Explosions blossom across the horizon. Aegis computers track each kill, automatically retargeting. Chinese missiles continue closing. At 40 kilometers, SM-2s engage. At 15 kilometers, ESSMs fire. At 3 kilometers, Phalanx CIWS guns open up. 6,000 rounds per minute of tungsten-depleted uranium. Tracers fill the air. Sea spray from near misses soaks deck crews. Final tally, 108 Chinese missiles destroyed, 16 breakthrough. 2 hit USS Lake Champlain amidships. 650-pound warheads detonate, killing 47 sailors and destroying radar arrays. Cruiser lists 8 degrees but remains afloat. 4 missiles hit USS Shiloh, causing catastrophic damage. She begins sinking. 2 missiles strike USS Michael Mansour's stern, destroying her propulsion. She's dead in the water. 8 missiles are destroyed by last-ditch phalanx fire. American formation, bloodied but functional. Ford remains untouched. 0705 hours. Ford launches her Sunday punch. 36 F/A, 18 E/F Super Hornets, and 12 surviving F-35Cs, each carrying 2 AGM-158 CLRASM stealth anti-ship missiles, form attack packages. Total ordnance, 96 LRASMs, each with 700-pound warheads. 5 EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft accompany them, jamming Chinese radars. The weather worsens, rain squalls develop, visibility drops to 2 nautical miles. Chinese fleet, already depleted, struggles to mount defense. Fujian's deck crew works frantically to launch fighters, but their air wing is devastated. Only 4 J-15Bs remain operational. Type 055 cruisers, their VLS cells depleted from previous barrage, fire their remaining HQ-9B surface-to-air missiles, 80 total. But LRASMs are different from Chinese missiles. They're stealthy, with radar cross-sections comparable to large birds. They fly independent flight paths, refusing to cluster. Chinese radar operators see perhaps half the actual targets. HQ-9 missiles engage at maximum range but struggle to maintain lock. EA-18G Growlers broadcast jamming, creating electronic chaos. Chinese missiles destroy 41 LRASMs. Impressive, but insufficient. 55 stealth missiles continue to target. Type 1130 CIWS guns aboard Chinese ships fire desperately, creating walls of steel. They destroy 18 more missiles in terminal phase. 37 LRASMs reach their targets. 15 strike Fujian. Her flight deck erupts in flames. Electromagnetic catapults, China's pride, are destroyed. She cannot launch aircraft. 8 missiles hit Type 055 cruiser Nanchang. She capsizes within 4 minutes. 6 missiles destroy Type 055 Lhasa's superstructure. She burns dead in the water. The remaining missiles scatter across Type 052D destroyers, causing varying damage. Chinese formation shattered. 0720 hours. Beneath the chaos, Type 093B nuclear submarine Changzheng 15 stalks USS Gerald R. Ford. Her captain, Commander Liu Wei, has maneuvered into firing position using surface battle noise as cover. His sonar crew detects Ford at 18 kilometers, point-blank range in submarine warfare. Liu orders tubes 1 through 6 loaded with YJ-18 submarine-launched cruise missiles. At 0723, 6 missiles erupt from the sea, their rocket boosters igniting. Ford's escorts detect launches immediately. USS John Paul Jones, despite earlier damage, engages with remaining SM-2 missiles. 5 Chinese missiles are destroyed, 1 breaks through. Ford's phalanx, CIWS, engages at 2 kilometers, firing over 3,000 rounds. The YJ-18 disintegrates 800 meters from Ford's hull, but debris and warhead fragments pepper her island superstructure. 6 sailors are killed, 12 wounded. Flight operations continue. Meanwhile, USS Illinois, a Virginia-class attack submarine, has been hunting Changzheng 15 for 90 minutes. The Chinese submarine's launch reveals her position. Illinois' captain, Commander Sarah Chen, fires 2 Mark 48 AD-cap torpedoes from 4 kilometers. Liu's sonar operator screams warning. Changzheng 15 turns hard, launching countermeasures and diving toward thermal layer at 400 meters. Too late. The first Mark 48, guided by fiber optic wire, adjusts course. It detonates against Changzheng 15's hull at 0726. Pressure hull ruptures. 98 Chinese sailors die in seconds. Illinois surfaces briefly, confirming kill, then submerges. The underwater war is won. 0745 hours. Battle enters hour 2. Both formations are exhausted. Ford's crew has been at battle stations for 3 hours, adrenaline wearing thin. Fujian is ablaze, her captain ordering abandoned ship. Chinese escorts continue fighting, but coordination collapses without carrier command. Weather continues deteriorating. Winds hit 25 knots, seas build to 8 feet. Rain reduces visibility further. American aircraft return to Ford for rearming. Deck crews work through exhaustion and grief, replacing fallen comrades. Ford's electromagnetic catapults continue operating flawlessly. Engineers designed redundancy into every system. She launches 12 F-35s again at 0800 hours for combat air patrol. Chinese forces attempt final coordinated strike. Remaining Type 055 Dalian and 3 Type 052 D-destroyers fire their last 40 YJ-18 missiles. American Aegis systems, now experienced, engage methodically. USS John Paul Jones and Ford's own defensive systems destroy 34 missiles. 6 break through. 3 hit already damaged USS Shiloh, which sinks at 0812 with 130 sailors still aboard. 3 missiles target Ford but are destroyed by phalanx fire. American losses, grievous but not fatal. Chinese losses, catastrophic. At 0820, Chinese fleet commander aboard Dalian requests ceasefire via emergency radio. Admiral Marcus Thompson aboard Ford consults with Indo-Pacific Command. Authorization comes, accept ceasefire, render humanitarian assistance. Guns fall silent. The sea, littered with debris and survivors, calms slightly as rain decreases. The Battle of the Philippine Sea concludes. 900 hours. Ceasefire holds. American helicopters launch search and rescue operations. MH-60S helicopters from Ford pull Chinese sailors from oil-slicked waters. Professionalism overrides hostility. These are drowning men, not enemies. Ford's medical bay fills with wounded. American and Chinese together. Surgeons work without pause. Fujian, listing 40 degrees, is abandoned. Her crew, over 4,000 sailors, enters life rafts. Type 055 Dalian, though damaged, remains afloat and coordinates Chinese rescue efforts. American ships approach cautiously, offering assistance. Commander of Dalian accepts. Over 6 hours, combined efforts rescue 2,800 Chinese sailors. 1,100 are dead or missing. American casualties: USS Shiloh sunk, 214 dead. USS Lake Champlain, heavily damaged, 47 dead. USS Michael Mansour crippled, 19 dead. Total American dead, 280. Total Chinese dead, approximately 3,200. Material losses: China loses 1 carrier, 2 Type 055 cruisers sunk, 3 Type 052 D-destroyers sunk or crippled, 1 submarine, 50 aircraft destroyed. America loses 1 cruiser sunk, 1 cruiser damaged, 1 destroyer crippled, 27 aircraft lost. By 1,500 hours, survivors are transferred to functioning ships. Fujian sinks stern first at 15:23 hours, her bow rising dramatically before sliding beneath Philippine Sea. Chinese sailors aboard rescue ships salute. Americans join them. Mutual respect exists between warriors, regardless of flags. The numbers tell the story. America won decisively but paid in blood. Ford's technological superiority, F-35C stealth fighters, superior AWACS, electronic warfare aircraft, and LRASM stealth missiles proved decisive. The engagement demonstrated three truths. First, stealth dominates modern warfare. F-35s destroyed 30, J-35s while suffering 0 losses in air combat. Second, experience matters. American crews, battle-tested in Middle East conflicts, performed flawlessly under pressure. Chinese crews, though brave and well-trained, lacked combat experience. Hesitation and panic cost lives. Third, missile defense is imperfect. Aegis defeated 87% of incoming missiles, remarkable but insufficient against saturation attacks. Future conflicts will see even larger missile barrages. China's defeat was not from cowardice or incompetence, but from facing a more experienced, technologically superior opponent. Their sailors fought bravely, their officers made reasonable decisions with available information. They simply faced an enemy who'd been perfecting naval warfare for 80 years. Strategic implications: China cannot challenge American carrier groups in open ocean, not yet, but the gap narrows. In 10 years, with experience and technology improvements, outcomes might differ. For now, the Pacific remains an American lake. Both fleets limp toward their respective ports. Ford, scarred but operational, maintains combat capability. Chinese survivors return home to analyze failures. The $13 billion question is answered. When carrier strike groups clash, technology and experience defeat numbers. Barely. The margin of victory, measured in destroyed missiles, trained crews, and stealth aircraft, was narrower than anyone expected. Next time might be different.